What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Sunday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great, even though times right now, thumbs down. If you could hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that would be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of all of my videos. So what up? What up? What up? Happy Sunday to y'all. I hope y'all are having a good weekend. I figured I'd pop in here for a bit to say, what up? Daily blessings coming from my brother Ash. So what's up, Ash? I see you. Just Satisfaction. I see you. King Brain Sick. See you. And Shanice Moir, what's up? What are you guys all saying? What's the word? King Ruck, what up, man? What are you dealing with? I figured I'd just come on here and kind of chop it up. You know, as I said in my last live, the plan is to step the channel up. And I know that I didn't do the 5K giveaway yet. So we're going to do it at 6K. We're going to switch it up. I'm just going to do it in a live stream. It's going to be a pop-up live. And whoever happens to be there and wants to be involved, that's what's going to happen. Garrett, what's up? Urban Burner, what's up? Kilt Pickle, what's up? Wesley, what's good? You know, we trying over here, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The West is the deal, but it is what it is. So what do you guys say? What do you guys want to talk about? Like I was saying, my plan is to kind of expand the channel. And in order to do that, I definitely have to upgrade my laptop. My laptop's trash. Can't do nothing. It's dated. It's crap. So I definitely have to update that. And that costs a lot of money. And in Canada, the cost of living is really expensive right now. I just bought 2 kilograms of potatoes. It was just under $10. Like $1.25 a liter of gas, $1.21, $1.22. It's crazy, man. Steve, what's up? Underground P, what up? I get those edibles myself, man. Hold on, I'll show you. These are what I'm messing with right now. These are taffies and gummies. So these are Nerd Rope gummies. These are 100 milligrams each. Crazy. These are taffies, 100 milligrams each. These, I had one dude return them to me and tell me they were too strong. Didn't want them. Underground P, shout out to Peterborough. Got some dogs out there. Shout out to those boys. Mike Jones, salute to the Schwa. Got some dogs out there too. Shout out to those boys. Lindsay boys, 100%. So what's the topic of conversation today? What do you guys want to talk about? What are the questions? Let's do this, man. You guys got to give me the question so I can talk. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in the building, you just got here, go up top, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? It's an easy way to help the channel. It's a free way to help the channel. Go back to all those videos and just smash that like button. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. No questions, man? Seriously? All right. So what are we going to talk about? I'll tell you, I watched a video in the States where I saw it on Lockdown 23-1, but the feds, these cons kidnapped the Fed because they didn't like the conditions. And they released a video, and in the video, they're like, you know, this cop, you know, he didn't do nothing wrong, but at the end of the day, he's a consequence of their actions as a whole. We demand better. And, people on the outside, a lot of civilians will think that's a bad thing, that these guys are being bad, that they're disrespecting the law and this and that. But if you knew the conditions in there, what's the thoughts on the province investing $500 million to corrections over 5 years? Do you think it will improve the system or stay the same? I think what it will do is allow them to hire more officers, because that's been on a standstill for so many years. And that's why there's so many shortages of staff. So maybe, just maybe, by hiring more staff, there'll be less lockdown, but you never know. Power, once they get power, it's hard for them to relinquish it in any way, whether it's corrections, politics, any of that stuff. That's why all these COVID lockdowns and all that stuff are being rose up against, because it's like, this isn't just about COVID. This is about stripping rights, and the same kind of things happen. My Pop Duke did a lot of year in Lindsay before he passed. Shout out to your Pop Duke. Do you know a guard named Copeland? No, I personally don't know the guard. Do I watch Street Beefs? No, I do not watch Street Beefs. I have watched Street Beefs, but no, I don't really have a ton of time to watch that stuff. What's good, broski? Hope all is well with you. Hey, everything's good, my brother. You ever watch the Chris Watts, man? I'm telling you, put me in a room with Chris Watts. Put me in a room with him. Let me just, believe me, there's no worse person on earth than a Chris Watts. Just a horrible person. How can you jam your kids, your little girls, literally ram them through a hole that is smaller than them to get them into whatever he stuffed them into? It's crazy to me, man. Can I explain the term cleaner or servers? Okay, so every single prison on every range, there'll be 2 servers. Now, in some prisons, the servers are considered the quarterman, because the amount of privileges that you get, it's always going to be like a couple of the big dogs on the block that hold down those positions. Now, I remember back in the day, in the old convict days, when I first started doing time, nobody wanted to be the server. People looked at it like it was waste, like you're whack for running around the block serving dudes. But then people caught on to, you're out all day, you get to use the phone, you get extra food, you get more time to work out. It's just a better situation. Then it basically became the quarterman. Now, if you're in Toronto or Lindsay or Maplehurst or any of those jails and you're on STG, you will not be allowed to be a server. That means if you are a known gang member on paper, then they will keep you locked down. But I don't even think that really happens very often in Lindsay. So that is the server position. You're going to get way more stuff. If anything lands on the block, you're going to get a chunk of that. If some guy comes in with some weed, you get a chunk of that. If some guy comes in with bogey, you get a chunk of that. A package lands on the block and you have to move it to another block, you're going to get a little chunk of that. It just opens up doors for you. And most likely, if you've been the server and you're in that position, you've been there for a while. And you may have to fight for it, because some dude may come on the block and be like, I'm server now. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't like it, suck your mom. And that stuff happens. Stuff happens. Never been to SEG. What's the usual length of time and how does it affect mental health? So I've done SEG many times. The worst stretch of SEG I did was 30 days followed by 30 days loss of all privileges in provincial, which means you're in a cell, no mattress all day. They take your mattress from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You have no books, no phone calls. The hatch is closed on your door. I did 60 days like that. And by the end, I was talking to myself. I was super jacked, because you're just push-ups, 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 push-ups. You're in your head all day long. It's a really bad way to get yourself mentally unstable. Now, I've also been in the segregation in the pen for a long time. And when I got kicked out of Fembrook in 2006, I was in segregation for like 3 months, 3.5 months, waiting to get shipped to Joyceville. But when I was in segregation at that time, there was no Tundra unit in Fembrook. And Tundra unit is like a higher security unit. Therefore, they get fed line food. Because in Fembrook, basically you cook your own food. On most of the blocks, you go to a grocery store, you buy your groceries, you cook your own food. They try to kind of build some responsibility in you before you hit the streets. But since they brought Tundra unit in there, there's now line food because that's higher security. They don't have the ability to cook their own food. So they get line food. But before that, so when I was in the SEG 2006, you got the food that the coppers got fed in the copper cafeteria. So at dinner time, you get like 2 barbecued pork chops with homemade mac and cheese, cherry cheesecake, salad, soup, milk, juice. It was crazy. I put on like so much weight. I got out of SEG there chunky. I was smoking spliffs every day in SEG. And at that time, you could smoke cigarettes still in the pen, and they gave you 2 smoke breaks a day to go out and smoke cigarettes in SEG. That's how Lax Fembrook used to be. It's not like that now, but it used to be like that. So aside from that, you know, I've done 15 days here, 10 days here, a week here, 10 days here in provincial SEG lots of times in my life, and it gets to you. You know, we're social people. Even if you're out on a block that's wild, crazy, violence, fighting all the time, you would still rather be out there fighting for your life than locked up in segregation. And I know a lot of people that come in prison, they're scared, they want to go to SEG, they just want to be left alone. After 2 or 3 days, believe me, you're going to be begging to go back to the block, begging, you know. I'm definitely familiar with the real Toronto. Are those guys wanksters? I don't think they're all wanksters, no. I know some of those guys, actually. In one of those blocks, I used to spend time in a lot. I used to spend a lot of time in Teesdale when I was in my drug days. And I wouldn't say like it was crazy gun battles every day, but it was definitely hood. And it was definitely cracked out. I remember one time going in the elevator, and there's a naked lady in the elevator. There's piss everywhere. She's just standing in the corner. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Crazy. No. I'd never be up on there doing that, though. Busting shotgun on TV. It's illegal in Canada. Like, you have to understand the laws before you go running your gate online. You know, a lot of these dudes, they don't understand that the stuff they're saying online is illegal. It's not legal in Canada to threaten somebody's life online. That is not legal. That's going to open the door to an investigation. They're going to start following you. And believe me, you see it happening, whether it's in Canada, whether it's in the States, to people getting arrested because of the stuff they're doing online. None of that is safe. Your Instagram, your Facebook, private messages, DMs, they look at it all. No crazy stories from Brampton, my brother. I never spent any time in Brampton in my life, except for when I was younger. I used to go stay with one homie every once in a while to chill and just burn it down with his fam in Bramley, by Bramley City Center, but I never really spent much time there. Skystar, what's up? Happy day to you too. If you're in the building, go up, hit that like button, or why are you here? You know what I'm saying? I was definitely locked up with a few Toronto rappers. 40 Teesdale, that's the building I was in, man. Apartment 507. That's the building. But, you know, one of my longtime good friends lived there for a long time. My godson. But yes, I was definitely locked up with Toronto rappers. I just don't mention names on my channel. I just don't do it. But yes. Danny Cap, what's up, my brother? Thank you. Yeah, Victoria Park, man. I used to spend a lot of time in that area. I had a friend that I used to grab junk off of, that his family actually owned the Persian rug store, basically close to Victoria Park in Danforth, right there. Plus, I used to just be on that strip. I was in the halfway house crossroads on Jones Road. At one point, my sister lived close to Greenwood and Dundas. I've just been down there. I lived at Shooter and Mutual for a little bit. Good old good old Brookside and Sprucedale. I've been in both of them. Now, when I was in Brookside, I got transferred from Tayak, me and this dude, Peter Tran. Rest in peace to Peter Tran, bad boy gangster from back in the day. We were on just long court put over, so they sent us to Martin House in Brookside. We tore it up for a little bit and got sent back to Tayak. But I was in Sprucedale Aquarius range for like 3/4 of a year, 7-8 months, and some easy time. I think it might 6 months maybe. I did so much time back then, I basically was never on road. And if I was on road, I was on the run. You know, just living like a maniac all the time. Okay. Benton House. Okay. You already know. Skystar, what's your hobbies and do you like any instruments? Do you think I've seen you talk about it or I might have missed it? No, I like instruments, but I don't play instruments personally. And I think for me, I don't really have a hobby, to be honest. I'm just an active person, so I'm always on the move. If something's got to happen, I got to get it. I'm just go. I'm a weed connoisseur. I enjoy chronic, so I definitely would say that. But I'd say just riding a bike, even though I haven't done it really since I got my car because, you know how it is. But just being active, working out, even though I've also really not been doing that. and I wouldn't say YouTube is a hobby. I'd say it's more of a passion. You know? A celly? Sorry, Steve, I didn't see the rest of it. I just see a celly. So... But yeah, no, I feel like YouTube is more than a hobby to me personally. Dave Black, what's up, my brother? Pat, I just feel like I get so much out of this, I just get a lot out of this. So for me, it's also part of my recovery. It's part of my, changing as a man. Honestly, I've learned a lot in the last couple of years. If you talk to me now and talk to me 5 years ago, I'm not the same human. I don't talk the same. I don't act the same. I don't have the same demeanors. I just changed. There's just a time where I just changed. I just felt different. For your adult offense at 18, would the judge agree with the Crown sentence deal or your lawyers? 100%. A judge will rarely go against what is called a joint submission. So if you get your lawyer and the Crown to get a sentence together for a plea, the judge really isn't going to mess with that. But if you just go into a plea, you don't have a joint submission, then the judge definitely can change that. But it's up to you. You gotta see. Most likely, if it's a first offense and you say, look, I made a mistake. I'm a human being, but I genuinely don't want to do this anymore. Most situations, the first time you'll get some leniency. You ever make a shank or not into it, but had a celly that did? You ever make a shank or not into it, but had a celly that did? Oh, I've definitely made a shank. I never carried a shank. I never found the need to carry a shank. Hey, go down, Debbie Gang, with the $10. I appreciate that. I've never really felt the need to carry a shank. I know if you're in maximum security, you got to carry a shank. You just got to. Anything could happen, and you just got to be prepared. I was in Joyceville. There was tons of shanks at my availability if I needed them. There's a metal shop there. I worked in the metal shop. I could have very easily made something myself. I just never felt the need. I always felt like, if you carry that energy, if you walk around with that energy, if you want everybody to think you're a bud boy, then that's what you're going to get in return. People are going to test your gangster. People are going to see if you're really built like how you're acting, because it's not necessary to really run around, pump up your chest, and act like a bud boy all day long, every single day. And You see it a lot. Giants fall, man. Giants fall. Guys have the prison. Guys will have the prison. Maybe there's a handful of guys, a group of guys, a couple guys that are just savage. And they could have a prison or have a jail kind of on smash. And it can go bad. Like I remember seeing two guys in the Ville. These two guys were just running around, like I said, taking everybody's dope, robbing guys for cartons in the canteen. And it was just like straight strong arm stuff, which is, there's no rule against that in prison. There's a rule against box teething. But if you're going to punk a man to his face, there's no rule against that. These guys would knock guys out, take their dope, do their dope in their cell while they're knocked out on the floor just because they said no to giving them more dope or something like that. These guys were just savage. They were fucked up on dope, and they felt it necessary to do what they were doing. And one of the guys got transferred out, got shipped to Max. And as soon as one of them was gone, the prison population just rolled up on the next dude and said, it's time for you to go, big dog. It's time for you to go before we get at you. And even though the guy was a straight savage, he had to check in. He didn't have a choice. It was check in or die. And, so you make your bed, man. And just being in provincial and getting caught up in all those politics can cost you your life when you walk into federal. I've seen a lot of guys, man, they don't even make it to the grill of yard. And guys are already down there waiting for them to come down. As soon as they walk through, the arms over the neck, and it's explaining themselves away. Bro, that's a different time ago. Back then, I was a different guy. Like, I'm down here on my respect stuff. I don't want no problems. I'm just coming here to do my time. And all of a sudden, you see these bully guys in provincial that are taking guys' food, slapping guys around, punking guys off on their humble real quick. You can never judge a book by its cover in the pen. I told a story back about this Asian dude that called this guy a rat and got stabbed in his carotid artery. If you saw this white boy, you would say, this guy's a certified bucky. That's what he is. He's not going to ride for nothing. You could backhand him, bitch slap him, whatever you want. He's just going to hug it. But that wasn't the case. The man called him a snitch, punked him off in front of everybody, thought he was going to take it dry. The next morning, walked up to him, tried to give him a death fuzz, and wham! The blade jammed into his throat, spurting, hitting the building, feet like 10, 15 feet away. And if it wasn't for a parole officer running and grabbing him, he would have died. And this guy was a good dude. He just underestimated the guy because the way he looked. Don't be a bully. Act a certain way, provincial, as you're going to act federal. Treat people how you want to be treated. Don't walk with a shank unless you need it. And you should be okay. You should be okay, man. You got to carry yourself like a man, not like a punk. And I know a lot of guys think being a punk is how you earn your stripes, but it's not. Earning stripes is shit comes to you, you defend it, you earn your stripes. But if you're running around just bullying people, that's not stripes. Because most guys that bully, they're not bullying bud boys. They're not bullying big dogs. They're bullying waste youths that nobody is giving you stripes for. It makes you look weak. So, it just depends, man. I just say, as long as you're a man and you carry yourself with confidence, you should be okay. Don't step on anybody's toes unnecessarily. And if you do have to stand up for yourself, you do it. It's easy. It's easy. I basically went, aside from young offender, I basically went from 18 years old till my last pen bit without really getting in any fights except for in Lindsay. Because, Lindsay, you're going to get in fights. If you're in the bucket, you're going to get in fights. But I didn't even get in a fight in the Dawn. I almost got in a fight, but I didn't get in a fight in the Dawn. And it just depends on how you carry yourself. If people don't look at you like a mark, if you don't walk in there like, you stand up. Somebody asks you a question, you answer it like a man. You don't answer it like you're scared. They ask you if you have a package. There's a lot of it. Go into the bathroom and close the door. Or you're in there, whatever. But, it's just, you make your own bed, man. You make your own bed. And I've seen a lot of guys go to protective custody. I've seen a lot of guys do rough time when they didn't have to. If they just treated people with some respect, they would have been fine. You know, in a lot of pens, man, somebody might see you punking somebody and decide they're going to step up and ride for that person just out of the blue, you know? Hey, Didi, appreciate that. Shout out to Cyprus. Gangsters, drug dealers, predators have no hope in life. I disagree, because people can change. You know what I'm saying? People are just doing what's necessary to support themselves. I know there's people that are greedy. That comes with the territory. There are people that are savages, that are murderers or whatever. I get that. But not everybody that sells drugs is a bad person. You know, there's a lot of people that just feel stuck. Not everybody's got job security. Not everybody's got a way to feed their kids or can get an opportunity to feed their kids. And you got to provide, man, at all costs. But it's easy to say, I guess, if you've never been there, or even if you have been there and you worked your way through it. I think a lot of the time people can fail to see that maybe not everybody has the same opportunities that they did. Should you talk about your case when people ask, or people think it's suspicious if you don't want to talk about it? Depends. You know, depends. That's you can't really not talk about it. If you land on a block and they're like, yo, what's up with your case? And you're like, I don't want to talk about it. Then, you know, they're most likely going to dig deeper. But, you know, they're not really going to start asking you like, so what happened on the day that you got arrested? It's not really like that. It's like, what are you here for? How long do you plan on staying? Hi, Matt. How do the lessons you learned in prison help you in your everyday life in the outside world, similar to prison at all? I think it's similar to prison. I think what it taught me is patience and to be vigilant and to not leave any rocks unturned. You know, when you're in prison, you literally can't leave anything unturned. You can't underestimate anybody. You can't underestimate any situation, because literally anything can happen. So I think it just prepares you kind of for anything and everything. And, you know, when I first got out, just hanging out with my girl in the city or something, I'm on the move. I'm moving. I'm not standing still. I'm boom, 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 boom. I'm constantly surveying the scene, hyper vigilant, because of prison. And I also just think that it's taught me a lot about respect, about you know, just wanted to be a good dude. And it's not because people in prison are trying to teach you how to be a good dude. It's that you see your life falling away and you learn by the mistakes that you make. It just took me a lot longer than it would take most people. Never buck a shower. I heard you're more respected when you go in for moving heavyweight. Yeah, it could be like that. It just depends. Your charges definitely will be part of your respect. Ryan Barber, yes, I am off papers, man. I've been off papers since January last year, January 2020. Got to know how to talk. Say allegedly. You already know what I mean. Gary Cullen. Hey, Matt, how you doing? I'm good, brother. Hey, Matt, how you doing, bro? New day 365. I'm good. Hey, Matt, you ever have any addictions? And if so, how did you fix the problem? My son back in 21, hooked on the blow. Sorry if it's a bad question. I definitely have been an addict for a long time. Hooked on blow, hooked on heroin for 10 years. I would say he really just has to make the decision if he's done or not. You know, you're not going to be able to change his mind. He's got to hit rock bottom. And I would just say, be there, love him, support him, and just don't enable him. What does PC rat goof mean specifically? Well, there's a lot of disrespects there. But a PC is protective custody, somebody who hides out, runs up debts, runs in, checks in sex offenders, etc. You already know what a rat means. And a goof, I know a lot of people think it means you're a sex offender. What it means is whatever disrespects you the most. If you're a pedophile, if you're a rat, a goof, suck your mom, it's whatever bothers you the most. It's a fight. You know what I'm saying? Take one for the team. What's up? I don't know if they're going to give me a pardon. I got 60 convictions, 3 federal sentences. We'll see, though. I'm going to try. Yeah, your friend died from an OD because his parents kept giving him money. Oh, for sure. It's not their fault. They think that they're just being supportive, but sometimes you just got to let go. Like, I have a really supportive family, and they're always there for me if I'm doing the right thing. But if I'm in active addiction, that money is all cut off. That help is cut off. If I need this or that, that's cut off because you can't enable that. I'm on here for 2 more minutes, guys. I got some stuff I got to go do. Yeah, I definitely did watch the fights last night. Francis is a savage. The way that Stipe fell back on his leg, man, Francis is going to be champion for a long time if John Bones Jones doesn't beat him, because I don't see anybody else beating him. Bones Jones supposedly is big right now, eh? Supposedly a big boy. Notice you deleted my comments about child killer Cody Legibakov not being in PC and Canada. I didn't delete your comment. What do you mean? I don't think I did. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, Benny B, what's up, my brother? Holler at me on IG, my G. Hold on. Where is that comment? Not being in PC in Kent. Wonder why. I have no idea why. What was the comment? It was probably I just either misread it wrong or I felt like there was something in it that was disrespectful. But I don't know exactly why. Maybe sometimes YouTube deletes stuff, man. It's not always me. A lot of stuff, if you write stuff that's really disrespectful, they'll take it down. But maybe I just misread it. That's possible. I don't remember the specific comment. At the end of the day, if you feel disrespected by that, it's not my intention. How many people in percent would you say could actually fight in lockup? Oh, I think there's a lot of people that can fight, but I would say probably like 50-50, maybe not even. Go down, Gibby Gam. I appreciate the donation, my brother. Yeah, he's big, but Francis had the hardest punch in the world. Yeah, it don't matter, though. Sometimes skill outweighs punch. I'm telling you, John Jones is beating Stipe, too. You understand? And John Jones is beating him, too. They say he's 245 pounds right now or something like that. And Francis isn't super technical. John Jones is a different animal, even from Stipe. Anyways, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. What's my jail fight record? I've never been punched out once in my life in jail. But I've had some fights that I would say were draws. But I've never had like 100 fights. I got smashed in the head with a frying pan. So even though I kind of won the fight, I guess I'll take that as a L. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Love each and every one of you. The new Matt Clark. You guys have a great week. Take one for the team, man. Appreciate the $6.99, man. Shout out to you. You guys have a great day.